video, I'm going to tell you the 4 main sources of water that you need to consider when you are setting up your fish farm. These 4 are categories under which you have a lot of sources under. So I have categorized them into 4. And don't be confused. I have a previous videos on the 3 types of water for your fish farming. The types are different from the sources. The types of water, we talk about the salt water, we talk about fresh water, we talk about brackish water. So these other sources that I'm going to talk about are all coming from these 3 types. So that means that the types are broader picture under which the sources are also found. And within the sources, apart from these 4 categories, we have another breakdowns of the categories. The first category has to do with natural water bodies. And the natural water bodies, we can talk about lakes, we can talk about ponds, we can talk about rivers, we can talk about dams. So all these categories gears towards the types. So now, if you talk about the natural water bodies, we talk these lakes, rivers, and rivers are water that flow from either dam or either from another river to sea or from another river to river. They are flowing. Then we have all these types. They also have the lakes, the dams. All these fall under natural body systems. Another category of source of water we have is underground water. And the underground water, I'm going to talk about 2 sources that are under the underground water. We have wells, and wells are simple dark with digging materials or digging tools. Usually wells are not going so deep, and when you dig, there are springs that brings out the water. So as the spring brings out the water, then you can collect the water and use it for your fish farm. And the collecting process, you can some can use buckets, tie with rope, and pull the water out. That's the most native and olden way. You can also put pumps and pipes. That's what we call mechanization to pull out the water. That is also another way. And either it is going to be salty water or fresh water. It depends on the water that is under that ground there. Now, another source of water under the underground water is boreholes. Boreholes are commonly used, and with this one, digging machine or machineries are used to dig deep underground to get the water. So this one, it's not possible to use buckets and ropes to fetch. You either mechanize it or use manual pumps. And if you're using it for your fish farm, especially if the farm is large, using manual pump wouldn't be easy. So the best thing is to mechanize it, put it pumps, that will always bring out the water. And like I said, it same applies there. The type of the water depends on the water underground. If it is salty groundwater, you are going to get salty water. If it is fresh, you are going to get fresh water. So, and the quantity of the water in the borehole or in the well also determines by the water table of where you are digging them. So if the water table is higher, I mean, if there's enough water underground, when you dig or when you drill the borehole, you are going to get enough water. If the water table is low or there's no water underground, when you dig, you will not get water. And it will be salty or fresh or brackish water depending on what is underground there. So the third category of the metropolitan ensemble, or what we call tap water. Yes, this is commonly in the urban areas or pre-urban areas where the farm is connected to the national or the assembly water. This one, the unfortunate thing is that such water source contains chemicals, which is chlorine, and that chlorine is also harmful to fish. So when using such water, you always need treatment. If not, there's nothing wrong with that. Even people use that water to do. The 4th category of The water I want to talk about is rain harvesting water. Yes, people harvest water, and when they harvest the water, they, they can either take it from rooftops or any soil that they can get the water, harvest it, and use it for fish farming. And if you are living in a place where there's no consistent rainfall, it means that you cannot rely heavily on such unless you are able to store enough water to run your farm when there is no rainfall to harvest more rainfall water. So these are the four categories that you can look at and get your water. And like I said earlier, any of these, especially the underground water, could be salty, but most fish species prefer fresh water. In that case, let's look at some of the major sources of water and the factors to consider when you are going to select the water source. We have mentioned about the sources. Now, what factors do you consider when you are selecting any of these sources for your water? First and foremost, when you're going to select your source of water for your fish farm, consider the chemicals and physical and biological characteristics of the source water. Like, for instance, consider the dissolved oxygen of the water that you are selecting. What is the dissolved oxygen rate? Yes, oxygen is life for the fish. If they don't dissolve enough oxygen in the pond or in the water, the fish cannot survive there. Consider the ammonia level. If the ammonia level is higher, the fish cannot survive in there. Consider carbon dioxide. Consider pH level. Consider nitrate level. All these are chemicals and physical characteristics where you need to consider when you are selecting, especially if you are going to use the species that prefer fresh water. And now, you can also look at the biological, such as the algae presence in the water, the plankton, the microorganism that enhances fish growth. Consider all that to make sure that all these chemicals are balanced before considering a particular source of water for your fish farm. Keep watching, because at the end of the day, I'm going to recommend the best source for you to use for your fish farm. Now, apart from considering the chemicals and the biological characteristics, you should also consider the proximity or the accessibility of that water source. For instance, last week I visited a colleague fish farmer. She's using a dam water to power her fish farm. She was using a dam water, and the farm was far away from the dam. So when she's to change water, she will call a water tanker, that's a vehicle carrying water, to go to the dam, fetch the water for charges. The water was not that close to the farm, and it is costing her a lot. So currently, she's deciding to connect pipes to the dam and always pull it with water with pumps into the farm. And the estimate they gave her is not something small. So that's what I'm telling you. So the proximity or the accessibility of the water should also be considered. Now also look at the quantity and the availability of the water. Yes, fish farming, yes, all the time the fish needs water. So when you're setting your source, make sure that you are going to continue to have water throughout the cycle. If you select a source where you get water during rainy season, during dry season, the place is dry. During Harmattan season, the place is dry. How are you going to manage your farm when the water is not available again? So select a place, a source where there's going to be continual water in the farm. What you need to also consider is the quantity. The quantity. It might be available, all right, but the quantity will not be enough for you. So make sure that the area has enough quantity of water that can always supply your farm forever. These sources has regulations governing them. So make sure that you inquire if they have, make sure you acquire all the permits and regulations before you start and you shut up your ponds. For instance, The Metropolitan Ensemble taps, or popular called tap water. You are using it and you are not careful, you are going to face challenges. So make sure that you acquire the necessary permits or overcome all the regulations before continuing. Also consider cost effectiveness of the water source. How much is it always going to cost you to get the water? Like I gave you an example of the farmer who is using dam water and it is far away. So what she does is get a water tanker to fetch the water for her, which is very costly. And she's trying to connect it to the farm with PVC pipes and water pump, which is also very costly. So if the farm could be drawn closer to the farm, the cost of it would be lesser as compared to the current station of the farm and the station of the water source. So make sure you consider all this. And then finally, you need to do needs assessment. Assess the source and your farm. When you assess and you make sure that the source can provide all that you need, it can solve all your problem. It can give you year-round water. It can supply you water enough. No harmful chemicals, whatever. Because if you don't also consider harmful chemicals and you select an area where it is exposed to chemicals, either from industries or from whatever, that can contaminate your water source, then when the water source is contaminated and you put it into your fish pond, it's going to contaminate and poison and kill your fish as well. So consider all these factors before selecting your farm. Now, as I promised, which source is best to use for your fish farm? Like I said, the natural body systems, either lakes, dams, whatever, depending on the species. You are using the fresh species, love water, fine. They love that. Any of these sources that are fresh water is okay. The least or the last one you should use, that is if you don't have any option, is the Metropolitan Ensemble because of the chemicals that are in there. Yes, if you're going to use that one to you, do it. But the best way is the underground water, that is wells and boreholes. Such, because they are natural and they come from under, they are mostly free from harmful chemicals. Yes, thank you very much. If you found value in the video, please subscribe. And don't forget to watch my next video where I am talking about the wastage or the things that causes water waste in your farm and how to overcome that. Thank you very much. My name is Abdulaziz Issa. If you found value in the video, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.